Hi there, gorgeous, and a very happy Frugal Friday to you. If you are new to the channel, welcome. I do make videos on Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays. Fridays are my Frugal Friday series, which focuses on drugstore makeup, so please subscribe so you don't miss out on any videos in the future. Today I'm reviewing a new powder foundation from Maybelline. This is their Superstay full coverage. It promises 16-hour wear. And I got really excited when I saw this one in the drugstore because it's not very often that you find a powder foundation. They seem to be very scarce these days. And when you do find them, it's like, oh my gosh, I have to try it. Now, the only really good powder foundation I've ever tried in the past 3 years, I think, is the Maybelline Better Skin Powder Foundation. And this is a holy grail for me. I think... yes, I've hit pan on it because it is so good. I love this stuff. And this will hold up for upwards of 16 hours, 18 hours. It's great for oily skin. It covers the minor imperfections on the skin and it has a beautiful finish. And if you missed my review on it that I did about 3 years ago, I'll have it linked for you below. So because of my love for this stuff, when I saw the Superstay powder foundation, I got really excited. I'm first going to show you the up-close application with it, and at the end of the video, I'll show you how it performed and held up after 15 hours on the skin. So this is what it looks like. The shade that I'm using here is number 102 Fair Porcelain. They do give you a sponge inside, so I'm going to be using that for application also. As of right now, the only thing I have on my skin is a very light moisturizer. I use the Garnier Soothing Moisturizer. I love this stuff. I just started using it and it's been a really great one. And before I apply this powder foundation, I am going to apply a concealer before I forget, because liquid before powder, at least in my case, that keeps it from looking cakey on my skin. Everyone's different, so do it the way that you feel the most comfortable. I'm using Maybelline's Fit Me Concealer, which is one of my favorites. Not going to show the full application because you've probably seen this 100 times. Ah, that's much better. I'm taking the smallest amount of the powder foundation and I'm going to... Oh, no. Already I'm not really liking this. And I'll tell you why. Yep, it's doing exactly what I was afraid it was going to do. It's grabbing onto dry patches that I have. I just exfoliated, like right before making this video. I wanted to do it because sometimes powder and me, we just don't get along. But I'm going to roll with it. We're going to roll with it. I'm also going to set the under eye with some of that powder. It could also be this thing. It really could. I mean, sometimes that makes all the difference in the world, is switching to a brush. So I'm going to use a brush on this side to see if that makes a little bit of a difference. These puffs can pack the product on a little too much, even when you apply a very small amount. I mean, this looks like I used a lot, but I didn't. I've used a very small amount so far on my skin. Not really caring for the finish over there so far, but I'm going to use a brush on this side. This is not drugstore, I'm sorry. It's It Cosmetics. It's brush that looks like that, no number on it. So I'm going to take some of the powder onto this brush and apply it over here. Let's see if that makes a difference. Yep, it sure does. Now, the Maybelline Better Skin Powder Foundation comes with a little sponge also. I'll show that to you here real quick. Mine is very well used. I love this thing. But when you use that little sponge that came with the Better Skin Foundation, you don't have the issues that I showed you over here. Not at all. It sinks right into the skin, even with that sponge, and it looks beautiful. So, not liking that I'm having to use a brush right now. Not liking that I'm having to use a brush. Okay, you know what now? Definitely like the brush side much more than the sponge side, and if I come in closer, you can probably see why I'm liking it better. It looks much more flawless over here compared to this side, which is a little more splotchy looking, and it definitely pulled out the dry patches over here compared to over here where it basically smoothed everything out. After wearing this powder foundation all day for a straight 15 hours, this is what my face looked like at the end of the day. Now keep in mind, they promise a 16-hour wear time with this powder foundation, and to me that looks really terrible. And I'm going to say it again, my face did not look that bad, nowhere near that, at the end of the day with the Maybelline Better Skin Powder Foundation. It looked a lot better, 10 times better than that. So I am expecting a lot when I try a powder foundation from Maybelline, simply because I have had the best. And I really expected that with the Superstay powder, but unfortunately I did not find it. If you do use a primer underneath, it helps to extend the wear time a little bit, not by much. I mean, you get about maybe 8 hours, if I remember correctly, of pretty good wear, but that's about it. And I don't want to have to use a primer underneath my powder foundation. That is not the point of a powder foundation for me. I want to be able to slap it on and forget it.
Mama.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, I'm joined by a visitor. Yeah. So I wanted to say also before I leave you in this video that I did check to see if they are still selling the Maybelline Better Skin Powder Foundation, and it looks like they're discontinuing it, which really makes me sad. But you can still get it on Maybelline's website and Amazon, but Target, Walmart, Walgreens, Ulta have completely stopped selling it, unfortunately. So for me, the Maybelline Superstay powder is a skip. I would say don't waste your money on this one. If you can find the Maybelline Better Skin in your shade, this is a really great one to try. You don't need a primer underneath. You don't need anything. Thank you. So thank you so much for taking the time to watch. I appreciate my helper here keeping me on point. And I want to wish you a wonderful weekend ahead. And we look forward to seeing you again next time. Thank you. He's been watching me put on makeup. Like he mimics me with it too.
I think he's really smart for two.
He was trying to put eyeshadow on the other day. It was adorable. Here, put some on Jet. You put some on Jet?
Ba, ba,
Yeah.
ba.